What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a roundup of match day 1 of all the League 2 games. There's been crazy scorelines all over the board, so if you do like what you're watching today, make sure to get down there, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get straight into the first game. So can we start with Swindon versus Colchester? Absolutely ridiculous, because 20 minutes to go until kickoff, and that's when they decide to postpone the game. It's absolutely ridiculous. If they wanted to postpone it, I understand if they'd done it like an hour or 2 hours before, but 20 minutes until kickoff. Most fans are in the stadium at that time. Now, we have had a very, very long wait, 2 months and a bit, to watch Swindon play after a very, very long time, and just for it to be postponed on the first day with 20 minutes to go until kickoff, the officials had a stinker. So both newly promoted teams, Notts County and Wrexham, have had an absolute stinker of a game. Both teams never expected to come into the league after a very long time and had this as their first game. So let's start with Wrexham. 5-3. Wow, what a game. I didn't even watch the game, but the scoreline says it all for you. What a game. So on the 6th minute, they did score an own goal, and it was 1-0 to MK Dons. 4 minutes later, it was 2-0 to MK Dons. But then when Wrexham scored on, I can't remember which minute, but they did make it 2-1. I was thinking that they were going to pull off some crazy comeback, but they didn't. They went 4-1 down, then it finished 5-3 at the end. Now we're on to Sutton United against Notts County. Now, I guarantee you, Notts County fans weren't expecting this as their first game. 5-1 was the scoreline at the end, including goals from McGoldrick on his debut for Notts County. We've had Harry Buteman scoring 1 for Sutton United, Amari Patrick scoring 2 for Sutton. The 2 other goal scorers I can't remember, but that's another crazy scoreline. And this is the first match day. We've had a 5-3 scoreline. We had a 5-1. It's crazy. Now on to Accrington Stanley against Newport County. Accrington, they got relegated, so obviously they're going to want to go straight back up to League 1, and now off to a good start. They won 3-0 at the end. The first goal came from Nolan on the 24th minute. Then the 80th minute, it was Wally with the second goal to make it 2-0. And then the 94th minute, Adedoyin, I think that's how you pronounce it. He scored the third goal, and that was full time. 3-0 Accrington Stanley. Crawley versus Bradford City. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I expected Bradford to do way better than what they did today. Will Wright for Crawley Town was the only goal of the whole game to get Scott Lindsay's side off to a good start that they probably weren't expecting. Crewe Alexandra versus Mansfield Town. Kayla Dunn scored a brace, 2 goals, but that still wasn't enough to get the win for Mansfield. It was Mickey Demetriou bagging a goal, and the second goal scorer, I can't remember his name, but it was 2-2 at the end, 1 point each. Doncaster versus Harrogate Town. Now, Harrogate is a side that I have got to get relegated to the National League this season, but the only goal was Muldoon with a penalty to get Harrogate off to a good start. Forest Green versus Salford City. The final scoreline was 2-0 Salford. They managed to score 7 minutes into the second half. 52nd minute was McElhenney, and then on the 95th minute to kill off the game, they made it 2-0. Grimsby versus AFC Wimbledon. Obviously, nothing to say about that one. It finished 0-0. Morecambe versus Walsall. Now on the 25th minute, Mayer did score the opener of the game, but then 13 minutes later, Danny Johnson scored the equaliser, but then it was all the way to the 92nd minute, and that is where Morecambe scored the last goal of the game. 92nd minute. I imagine it being absolute scenes there. 92nd minute winner. Who wouldn't love it? Stockport County versus Gillingham. Now, I've got both sides to do really well this 2023-24 campaign. There was no goals throughout the whole game up until the 86th minute when Mackenzie scored the only goal of the game to make it 1-0 to Gillingham. Now we're on to the final game, Tranmere versus Barrow. Now, the game started off Canavan scoring on the 19th minute, but then in the second half, Hawks for Tranmere did score a 63rd minute penalty, but that lead only lasted for 8 minutes. And when, 71st minute, it was 2-1, and that was it, 2-1 to Barrow. So guys, this is what the league table looks like now. In the top of the league, we've got Sutton United, Accrington Stanley, and MK Dons. Look at the bottom of the table, we have got Notts County, Forest Green, and Newport County. Guys, that is the end of another video, and after 2 months and a bit, every single fan has been able to see their club play once again. Obviously, except from the Premier League in Swindon against Colchester. We're just going to have to wait until Tuesday when we play Peterborough. So guys, I'll see you all in the next one. You know what to do. Ciao.